Hello there. I am currently in Sweden. I've started a new tour going around Scandinavia, and I'll be looping back around the Baltic Sea. I had to give up on my previous tour. Haven't really talked about this on YouTube. It's all on my blog, Build.bike. But basically, I was getting heat exhaustion pretty much every single day for 6 weeks, and kind of just got fed up with that. So the tour was Spain to Albania via every single country in between, apart from Portugal. Sorry, Portugal, missed you out there. I'm trying to get to every single country in Europe, but I was just doing it in the wrong order and at the wrong time. I've been playing things by ear and being in like Croatia, Bosnia, and Montenegro and Albania in the middle of July. It's not the smartest idea. I was getting dizzy. I was getting hyponatremia. I was smashing through water and food, and I just couldn't find enough. So, yeah, I jumped on a boat and a couple of trains, and then another boat, and now I'm in Scandinavia. This new rig, I got a bunch of work done in Amsterdam, and this bike is awesome. I gave it a trial run, the new Dyno and stuff, through Denmark. I managed to do 400 kilometers in the space of 24 hours with a brief, I think it was like 3 hours sleep in a tent in the middle of a field somewhere, and then just carried back on again. Having dyno lights and stuff is amazing for just never stopping. You just keep on riding as much as you want to ride. So let's have a quick look. Alright, so this is the bike I've been living on for the last 5 months, and it's now a lot better. It's so good. So I've got these new aero bars. I had some profile design bars before, but they were real straight, and these ones you can see they got more of an ergonomic kink. So this means that I'm just more comfortable. I spend more time in the bars, which means I get further. When there's headwind, there's less of a problem, and it means my shoulders aren't pinched together awkwardly. I also, when I retaped my bars here, I had some spare left, so I chucked it on the end, and you don't need much, just enough to get a good handhold. So that's real comfy, and I'm a big fan. I've got this headlight here, which is on the front rack. So I'm a big fan of the front rack because I know like bike packing is cool and no racks, but if you've got a lot of shit to carry, you might as well. And so just these little 12-litre fellas fit on there quite nicely. I taped some inner tube strips on here so that they fit better. You can get adjustable sizes in here, but it wasn't perfect. They were always rattling around, so just a bit of electrical tape and some inner tubes on there works like a charm. This headlight is fantastic. I can see perfectly in the dark, and it doesn't run on batteries, it runs on my dyno. So this is Sun Edilux 2, really good. This is also made by Sun. It's the Sun 28. You can get the Deluxe, which is a little bit lighter but and more expensive, but you don't necessarily want lighter for touring because you got a bunch of shit resting on that hub. So this thing is wired all the way down here for the light, and it also wires up into my Sync 5. So this thing is great. So the Sync Plug 5 Plus, there is a 1000 milliamp hour battery in my steerer tube here, and I can plug in via USB-C. This sort of thing spins around, keep the water out. There you go. So I can charge my iPhone, I can charge my Boombolic speaker, I can charge my Garmin here, and just keep everything going while I'm riding. This electronical setup, you see some cables here. If you can get them internally routed, that's better, but apparently this wasn't hollow enough. So if you can get something like this set up, you're going to be good to go. You can just ride and ride and ride until your legs don't want to ride anymore. I'm real happy with this. And then the back, pretty standard stuff. I ended up with a just standard battery light because routing a cable all the way along here and down there and around there just seemed like bollocks. Standard rack, 2 more of the same 12 panniers, and then this dinky little USB rechargeable thing that I can charge up at the front. This rig is the best. I've been trying to improve things over time, and I don't know what else I'd like to change. Apart from my crankset, I've got 50, 34, and then 32 on the back, and I just feel like I'm always on the tiniest cogs and just flipping between chain rings, so I've got to sort that out. But apart from that, everything's good to go. here I come. Stockholm is next. So being in this clearing, surrounded by dead trees and new trees and old trees, has reminded me, you should go to phil.bike/trees. I'm doing a fundraiser for carbon offsetting via reforestation. The world needs a shitload more trees. If we don't replant something the size of the United States fairly soon, we're not going to be able to plant more trees because the climate will have changed so fucking much. Some areas will be too hot to plant stuff. So phil.bike/trees, and there's links to where you send your money there. It all goes straight to the charity. I don't touch a penny, so please throw the money in.